So yeah, for those of you who are just joining and maybe don't know what the heck is going on, welcome. This is the second day of CoNDOR Season 5, CoNDOR standing for Crypt of the Necrodancer Online Racing. It's a racing league put on by a number of kind of cool people, I guess. Most notably, it is directly sponsored by the developer of the game itself, Ryan Clark, who provides all of our prize money. And here we go. That we've got oh yeah, that's right. Amak has that weird Pac-Man that makes Elad feel a little nauseous.
That is a bad skin.
It's something, alright.
I want to see what the armors look like. Let's hope for a many armor run.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, anyways, yeah, here we race Crypt of the Necrodancer on Cadence, you know, the default character. Goal is pretty much to finish the game as fast as you can. Finish it before your opponent does, rather.
And not die.
And not die. Although dying is allowed, you just have to reset from the start, so something you generally want to avoid. But anyway, we've got both racers finishing the first floor already. Asher off to an early lead here. Although the first zone, as you might predict, is the easiest, so it only means so much.
So, Asher with the player 4 cadence sprite. That's one we don't see a lot.
Yeah, I actually use the Cadence Player 2 sprite. It's purely by accident.
Oh, Coral, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Blue Glint started that, I think.
No, what it was for me was one time I was just like screwing around on a slightly drunk stream and played at like, you know, like 300 by 200 window, and I couldn't figure out which option I was selecting, and I changed the default cadence on accident and just decided to run with it. But
that's a pretty good story.
So pretty good blood shop. Neglected to mention, Asher already was in and out. It actually took the gold cutlass between that and the obsidian broadsword, which isn't what I would personally go for. I think the obsidian broadsword is probably the way to go, but cutlass definitely
Asher's
being
using this cutlass well. Yeah,
cutlass definitely being a safer weapon. For those of you who haven't played the DLC yet, which this tournament is using the new amplified DLC, the cutlass is a new weapon type. It has the range of a spear. It can hit 2 tiles in front of you, and whenever you attack, you are invincible for that beat. Like, if you get attacked by another enemy, you will parry that attack and get pushed back. It's only against melee attacks, though. It won't protect you against fireballs or Yeti claps or mushroom spores, those sorts of things. But yeah, you can see right here, Asher just able to mash down this dragon and parry the stomp attack from it, so no problem there.
That's a nice torch pickup. That's a really, really good torch.
Torch of Wall is another new item to the Amplified DLC. It's a one-range torch, but it also gives full vision of every wall tile on the map, which it's essentially a form of mapping. Aside from some Zone 3 layouts, it's really easy to deduce where the exit is just based on the shape of the walls alone.
Oh, that's a transmog for Asher. That's could be pretty big. She's got a decent amount of money. That's like, what, 3 transmogs? Maybe 4?
Okay, yeah, it looks like she wants to set up some gold kills on these crate rooms, though, but having a little trouble with it. Swapping to blood here?
She's not going to set up a blood kill, is she?
That could be what she's going for. She could be going for...
She has the regen ring. She could take a hit from that skeleton, right?
I think the mages do one, but yeah, this white skeleton, she could take a damage from like a normal white skeleton.
The mages do one heart, yeah,
but
they do half a heart, the skeletons, so you could go for one of those.
Or
you could do a glass kill.
Or, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, could take glass, but would lose the Torch of Walls here.
Yeah. I think if you're... I mean, that's the only real downside, because...
Oh, okay. White Armadillos only do half heart? Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Breaking crates.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently White Armadillos only do half a heart. I thought they did a full heart, but...
I have 600 hours in this game, and I didn't know that.
But yeah, so with that, going down to half a heart, blood weapons do infinite damage, so able to break all those crates open, get a nice little pile of gear. Crown Telepathy, gonna give enemy sight, which is a plus and a minus because it's also going to automatically reveal the hidden wraiths and spirit enemies. I gotta stick with
decided to keep the cat over the cutlass, which is really, really interesting.
Oh, but
Oh no!
that is, I think maybe just forgot that she'd lost the infinite damage from all the health regen, and just tries to smash through a line.
Oh man.
That Dire Bat, Dire Bats move randomly, but if the only choice they have is to smack you in the face, you know full well what they're gonna do. So Asher, back to the start. Amak was a fair bit behind, just kind of taking his time through all these floors. But
oh no!
Amak!
The mud monster
Getting hit by the hidden tar monster there and held in the pit of tars. Yellow skeleton mage just wails on his face. Tar monsters are a particularly dangerous enemy if you're still on a 1 damage weapon, because they're kind of like the basic monkeys from Zone 1, those purple monkeys, and then if they grab you, they have to take 4 damage before you're able to act normally again. But they'll also drag you into a tar pit and deal damage to you while they're in there. And once you kill the tar monster, then you need to spend another beat pulling yourself up out of the tar, unless you have explorers or leaping or glass slippers. So yeah, just a really bad situation to be in. So we've got a full wipe, reset on the race, back to Zone 1 for both racers.
Just forget about the last 5 minutes. It never happened.
Yeah, it's it's a new race. We're probably going to see, but yeah, this is one of the... This also brings in one of the skill sets of doing seeded races. It is, when you take that death, just how well do you remember what you did up to that point? Oftentimes among newer racers, especially, you'll see them, checking the same chest that, they already know they don't want. We saw that a lot in Useless Gamer versus Crystal Cloud last night. Their first race, their 1-1 chest had a glass jaw that they both accidentally took on the first run, and they proceeded to check that chest like half a dozen runs afterwards. And when you're running seeded, it's going to be the same thing every time, so you can save time if you remember where those unnecessary items are, and just to save time skipping them. Both racers going into the shop though, grabbing that drumstick, healing up a little bit.
There was the purple chest in that shop that has the crown of thorns, and I don't think anyone's opened that yet.
Wait, purple chest with crown of thorns?
No, the shop where Ash is taking the crown of thorns in Zone 1 has got a purple chest in it, and no one's opened it yet.
Oh, okay. Right.
Or if they have, I missed it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
For all we know, that's got a Ring of Courage in it, or that's got a Ring of Peace in it, or that's got a freeze spell in it.
Well, I mean, Asher's, getting the Ring of Regen from the Shrine of Blood to the south on 1-3, which is good enough. Although Amak, I think, gonna forget about that, or maybe didn't see it in his first run, because skipping the Ring of Regen, which is... Ring of Regen is, I'd say, one of the best rings in the game, honestly. I
think regen at this level of race is super, super good, because you're trying to push a lot of the time, and you're taking hits from doing it, so...
Amak just bumping against the burrowed Fortissimo, so losing his flawless victory, not getting any items from his first boss, which is kind of unfortunate when you're running such a basic build like Gold Cutlass and nothing else. Looks like
Ash's weapon this time is a lot better than the Blood Cat she was running before.
Yeah, I imagine...
This is a really good weapon.
I missed it, but I imagine that came from Fortissimo.
I think so, yeah. I think it was the Fortissimo Black chest.
And yeah, gonna be able to push... Like, Obsidian Longsword is a very reliable, very strong weapon. It's not the fastest weapon in the game, but it's more than adequate to make a pretty strong push.
And I think when you're at this... again, when you're in... This is a Blood Tier race. I don't think you want an Obsidian Cat. I think, for the most part, you want weapons like the Obsidian.
Oh no. Amak getting hit by the same tar monster. In a slightly better situation, no, getting wailed on by a white skeleton instead of the yellow skeleton mage, which is half a heart of damage versus, I believe, 2 hearts compared to the yellow skeleton.
Yeah.
But Asher really taking the lead here, taking off, starting Zone 3, while Amak is still in 2-2.
Amak's just going shopping right now.
Yeah, maybe Amak, I don't know, Amak not screen watching, or just thinking Asher is just gonna go down again, although Asher finding some decent armor, the new quartz armor, that the quartz armor caps all incoming damage at 1 heart. So any massive hits are gonna be reduced to an extremely small fraction of their damage, but hits that would deal 1 heart of damage are still going to deal 1 heart of damage. So it's great against those huge like mini boss and goo dunks, but not so great as far as like the long-term endurance against swarms of small hits is concerned.
Ooh, this is a super good find. So Ash just found some really good armor and a bunch of health with it as well.
Yeah, see, that plate really armor is definitely, I think, the way to go.
I think plate armor is only worse in very, very limited situations.
Yeah, so basically exactly the the 2 things I mentioned, like ooze and
when
mini
you're
bosses.
taking six damage at once. Yeah.
Because plate armor is going to reduce the hits from almost every enemy in Zone 3 here to half a heart. Only things she has to watch out for are the mini bosses, Black Skeleton Riders, and Grey Goblins. Everything else is going to hit for half a heart.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. Getting hit by a purple goblin, no big deal. You're like, she's going to reach on that back on the next floor.
She's got the ring and she's got the crown, so that's a lot of health coming back. You're killing probably at least 10 enemies before at this point, so...
And yeah, also finding those,
heart and a half
finding those explorer boots, so the situations I mentioned earlier with concerning ooze, no longer a concern. Explorer's boots giving immunity to hot coals, water, tar, and most importantly, the Zone 4 ooze, so... Gonna be hard-pressed to take a lot of damage, but I mean, that said, we have seen people die in races with more secure builds than this, so...
Well, never say never, but this is as close as I'm going to get to saying never. All she needs is a potion, and I honestly, I would not change any item in that build.
Yeah, no, this build is almost the perfect, just safe play build. You've got a double source of regen, you've got decent damage, you've got decent armor, you've got boots to protect against ooze. That aren't the floating boots that, nullify the ability to use the conduit in Zone 5. Swapping to Ring of Pain, though, I'm not sure I agree with that.
So it's nice because it's going to give you a more consistent source of damage, even when you're dropping multiplier, but I think the regen's too valuable. Even with all this health, you can always go downhill fast.
I guess, maybe
regen here.
Maybe feeling that the Crown of Thorns is more than enough regen, just going to go for a little bit of extra damage output here. So
Crown of Thorns is also very, very good in Zones 4 and 5, because in Zone 4, you're clearing a lot of rooms on the way to the exit, and in Zone 5, you've got skulls. So that's probably going to be adequate, I think, for the rest of the run.
So a quick explanation on the Ring of Pain, because that is also a new item introduced and amplified. Kind of like the Boots of Pain, it does do a little damage to you when you pick it up, but only half a heart. And the way it works is whenever you attack, the ring will trigger afterwards and do a 1 damage AoE in all the tiles surrounding you. So it's a great way to kind of clear up swarms when you start to find yourself getting really surrounded. Although it also leads to some potentially unexpected situations, like what we just saw there, where she attacked the Lich, and the pain hit the Warlock, causing her to teleport. Finding a ham there, if you remember she's got Gluttony Charm, she could just pop that right away and max her heart.
That's going to be the Heartthrob achievement.
Which also, something worth noting about changes, concerning further changes to Amplified, that you're going to likely see a lot of hams out of crates because she has Lucky Charm. The way luck items work has been completely revamped and amplified.
Well, I think it's just Charm for now, isn't it?
No, it's both Charm and Ring. They work the exact same.
Oh, really? I thought Ring could still do some lucky stuff with shops. Like, I thought it could still mess up your...
Nope.
Did they change it again? Because they used to.
No, it's ever since the change, all luck items have been the exact same.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so they no longer affect the items that you see. So whether you have luck or not, you're going to see the same shops, the same boss chests, etc., etc. But what it does do is it upgrades the contents of crates and barrels. So if a crate would have gold in it, it's going to always have 50 gold instead of just like maybe the pathetic little pile of 10 coins or whatever.
Yeah.
If it would have an apple, a cheese, or a drumstick, it's always going to have a ham. If it would have a bomb, it's going to have 3 bombs. I think that might be it. I'm trying to remember if it also affects heart container drops. I felt like it did, but I've never actually tested it. But at any rate, so you're probably going to see a lot of hams out of the crates Asher breaks, just because of that. Ring of Pain kind of giving her a little bit of a hard time.
Ring of Pain is really, really confusing with Warlocks. I hate it. It's the only time I wish I didn't have the ring.
But, all that armor, all that regen, it's no big deal. She doesn't even really need that Flawless. Gonna be pushing down into Zone 5. Gonna make...
That is correct, King Torture. It can affect... Yeah, if it gives you a ham out of a barrel, then it could stop a ham spawning in a shot. That's true. It's a side effect of how it works, but it doesn't happen that often. Mostly the old problems with luck that caused us to ban it in Season 4 are gone, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who have been keeping up with CoNDOR, you would know that luck is usually a banned item, or the lucky charm at least. But that was because of it causing seed variants and just kind of leading to a lot of really unfair feeling situations where it's like, well, this guy took luck at this arbitrary point and got rewarded for it, and this guy, the next race, took luck at the same arbitrary point and got super punished for it. Because it's like, oh, this race, he got, luck without luck, or luck versus no luck, was, Obsidian Rapier versus Blood Broadsword out of the first boss chest, and the second race, it was exactly the other way around. Like, there was no way of knowing how you should go about it, and it made a lot of races dependent on, just who happened to guess the right place to take luck. And, that's not really a fun way to do races, so it was banned. But now that luck is revamped, it only affects crates and barrels, and it shouldn't affect the actual items you find. It's all fair game again.
Asher just tanking the Earth Dragon, doesn't even care.
Oh yeah, Asher pushing through Zone 5 super fast, already onto the Dead Ringer. So yeah, the end game is mostly the same as it was in the previous to the DLC. Dead Ringer's the same old fight, although that said, Asher's Dead Ringer fight going a little off the rails here. Looks like she tried to set up...
She's luring, which is very, very good. That's what you want to be doing. You're ahead, you've got plenty of time, you want to set up lures. She's having a bit of trouble doing it. But yeah, it's a lot safer than hitting those bells yourself and trying to do a fast strat when you're not comfortable.
She needs to get the Dead Ringer charge down like that.
This is gonna work. This is good.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an unconventional lure order, but it will work.
It's good. You want Dead... I mean, it's probably a bit easier, because when you have him triggering at the bottom, you can't really get...
Looks like she's just gonna let him just hit the last bell, which is fine. That Minotaur's gonna spawn all the way down there. It's not gonna pose any threat. There we go.
A really, really smart Dead Ringer at the end there. Like, really, really realizing that it's kind of getting out of control, knowing how to get it under control. That's some smart play.
Yeah, exactly. So, on to the Necrodancer fight. As usual, you're gonna want some bombs or a blood shovel or something to dig through the stage and skip the button phase. But new to Amplified, the enemies on the stage do not count towards the Necrodancer's spawn cap. So spawn minimization by just leaving stuff alive on the stage is no longer a thing. You're going to have to deal with swarms of enemies as you're taking the Necrodancer out. This fight's actually legitimately scary sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of the time, to be honest. It's gone from being a pretty mindless part of the game where all you had to worry about was where the Necrodancer was, you were, and Dorian was, to lure. And now you have to worry about enemies as well.
Yeah, and while Asher's, cadence herself is really well armored and healthy, Dorian, always gets that same 4-heart armor build, which the armor will allow him to, shrug off most hits, but mini-boss hits or black shielded skeletons will still do quite a number on him, so you do kind of have to keep his positioning in mind. But that said, down goes the Necrodancer, and race 1 is going to go to AsherRose.
GG. Amak made it pretty far towards the end of this. He's in zone 4 right now with a decent build. Shovel of Courage, 3 damage longsword.
Okay, so pretty good race. A little bit of a nasty double death going into that 2-2. But Asher putting, I think making the correct decision after after maybe pushing a little too hard and taking that dunk. Just dialing the speed back, playing to just complete a run. Stacking up the armor and regen, and bringing it home pretty confidently.
Yeah, Will, you might want to refresh your stream. We were talking about regen quite a while ago.
Man, this reminds me, I was streaming the other day, and I suddenly had Jack show up and start talking about my run
oh yeah,
20 minutes ago. and he goes and checks his stream delay, and it's set to 8,900 seconds or something.
Silly Jack.
Yeah, time traveling Will and Jack here could make some sort of crime fighting duo here. Good morning, Goof. So not going to waste much time already. Second seed is ready to go. We're ready to continue this on into race 2. We'll see how it goes. Asher really playing well when she dialed it back and went for a safety build, though. Amak, I think, maybe went for a little bit of the same, but I think the later death kind of really did him in, because he was just playing from behind the entire time.
No, their seeds are the same, Mint. They definitely have the same seed.
Yeah, looks like the same.
So Amak getting lost here.
Oh,
they did have the same seed. That's a interesting shot.
That is Asher just gonna skip it, not even gonna play that game of
I mean, the shovel's right there. You take the shovel, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
The glass here, she could redeem herself,
but
to stake and take the glass here instead.
Yeah,
but I like Nancy.
Yeah, glass and bloodshot kills, unfortunately, a bit of a run variance that's still remaining that we kind of hope to see addressed, in the future. Please make teleport seated, Blue Blimp.
Likewise, Shriner kills as well. That should not be, or that should be seeded as well.
So basically, you have this
way.
Situation where that is an absolutely amazing weapon in that glass shop, but you obviously don't have the money to buy it. And you don't have the resources to kill it beyond just walking up to him, throwing your dagger, and praying that he doesn't teleport in a position that guarantees your death. We've had some races in the past decided by that, by a 1-1 blood shop, or glass shop rather, excuse me, where you just keep throwing and resetting until you're allowed to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's 1 or 2 times at Crystal Tier at this point, that is often going to make a race. If you've got one person, if it's a glass cat shop, you can be pretty comfortable that most of the races in Crystal will just run that to completion, and in a pretty similar finish time as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of you might waste time trying to get it done, but if your opponent goes for it and gets
just
the
can't
kill,
not.
You're just going to lose in most cases.
You're forced to do it by mutually assured destruction.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. So, Asher took that glass shrine, but then promptly swapped off to a blood flail she found on the floor.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So the blood flail is going to turn this cursed heart eventually into a full heart, which is nice.
Interesting enough, she seems comfortable on this blood flail. Not many racers would want to keep a 1-damage weapon, but yeah, just
well, there goes the torch.
Yeah, there goes our glass torch and shovel. But looking for a good ring or something. But no, I'm not quite sure, because she's not exactly showing like she really knows how to handle a flail here.
She's using a flail a bit like you would use a broadsword, right?
Yeah, exactly. But flail,
whereas you want to be using a flail, that could be a potion room. if you let that Minotaur charge at it.
But yeah, flails, you often want
there
to
it is.
sideswipe at your targets instead of just pushing them back head on. Because what we were seeing, she was taking a lot of damage from just like pushing an enemy back and then stepping into it. Whereas if you sideswipe, you can like just push them out of the way to your side or pin them against walls and just mash them down. But like yeah,
Pretty much flail's USP, right? That's why you take a flail. It's because of that ability to pin. And it's one of the reasons that low damage flails are somewhat safe compared to other low damage weapons.
Yeah, exactly. But we're seeing like there was a black skeleton mage back on 2-1 that she like pushed back and then let wind
you never got hit
her,
by
like,
it,
over and over again. Yeah, at least thankfully didn't get hit by it, but it was still a very inefficient kill. And it's like if you got to be doing those side swipes. Getting trolled a little bit by the frost familiar here though. Keeps having the armadillo get frozen on the stairs, but
I don't like that interaction.
Yeah, found Shrine of Darkness, so is gonna go check this shop.
Ooh,
a Ring of Gold, Golden Axe synergy. That's
such a
really
good
strong,
shot.
but is gonna swap back to the Blood Flail. I'm not sure I agree with that.
It all depends on what you're comfortable with. At a high level, that's an insane shot because Ring of Gold, Golden Axe is honestly like it's just insane.
Epilepsy warning for a Max stream because we now know what Quartz Armor looks like.
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, on the subject of a Mac, because he is finishing up 2-1, so he's about a zone behind, a little less. Well, I mean, he's about 2 floors behind right now. He's got a really nice build. That monocle is going to be MVP in the later stages of the game, especially when it comes to finding food. He's found the same potion, and he's got a titanium rapier, which, I mean, is one of my favorite weapons. I think it's really good.
Oh, Asher losing her flawless against Coral Rift, so gonna be running that Blood Flail
for a little bit longer. Sorry? We are in sync, my dude.
Apparently. Looking like she wants to, maybe swap out, though, checking the shops. Not really finding much of value, though. Getting a backpack by the looks of it, I think is what I've been seeing there.
I think if I'm forced to take a 1-damage weapon, I'm going to take a flail.
Yeah, I would say flail or cat is the way to go with a 1-damage weapon.
Yeah, cat's definitely a valid choice as well. She's going to stick with the foresight. I guess that's fine.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
The increased aggro of the large torch.
Yeah, she took Shrine of Darkness, which one of the benefits of Shrine of Darkness is it removes all the wall torches. Right. And less wall torches means less enemies seeing you and aggroing you. So ideally you want no torch with that, just to keep an enemy aggro to an absolute minimum. But yeah, one vision torch works fine as well. It's going to give you a little bit more warning before you walk into an enemy.
Yeah, I think I like it. I totally forgot she took darkness though. Yeah, I don't like a
3-range torch with darkness. She uses her heart transplant instead of her cheese.
Heart transplant. Go. So she can kill the shopkeeper with 1 bomb if she wants that armor. I don't think you do it.
Yeah,
no, you've got a lot of hearts and you got a
potion. The quartz armor is fine here.
Armor becomes more. It becomes better the more hearts you have, right? Because it's more hits you can take.
Ooh, taking a hit from that Minotaur, but quartz armor, doing its job there.
Yeah.
Only 1 heart of damage.
It's acting exactly as plate mail is there, and it's a lot cheaper and more common, so it's really not as bad as people like to say it is sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's like honestly, I generally still prefer chainmail over quartz, but it's hardly, it's hardly a paperweight or anything. It still pulls its its share of weight. So both racers here on Zone 3. I'm liking the build of Asher a lot better. It looks like Amak missed the Shrine of Darkness, so it's going to have to deal with normal wall torch aggro, and also isn't going to have that free mapping. Since he is playing from behind, he could be screen watching Asher to try and get an idea of where the exits lie, but I'm not sure how closely he's paying attention on that front.
That's a nice nade.
Yeah, picking up the flawless against that Death Metal 3. Gonna swap to a Titanium Spear. Not exactly, the weapon you always want to be seeing. It's, kind of weak, but it is pretty safe. Those boots of strength are going to make them a lot better, though.
Okay, so Yuka says Quartz is worse than plus half armor. That's objectively not true. Quartz armor doesn't increase the damage you take to 1; it just caps it at 1.
Well, I mean, it
is objectively better.
Technically, no. You are taking more damage from 1 heart enemies that do 1 heart, than you would with leather armor. So, like red bats, you're better off with leather armor, for example. But yeah, I wouldn't say objectively it's better, because there are situations where one is better than the other.
You're technically correct.
It doesn't. You can't really directly compare it to normal conventional armor super well.
It's very, very...
Because, rather than a damage reduction, it's a damage cap. It functions very differently. But I would say I would disagree on the assessment that Quartz is worse than leather armor. But I think it depends on your build a little bit, and just what tends to give you trouble as a player. If you're having a hard time handling bosses and mini bosses, then I think Quartz armor is gonna help you help cushion larger blows that you're likely to be taking a lot more often.
Yeah, if you're getting hit by red bats every time, if you're for some reason not taking your luck charm, because there's no reason not to. If you're for some reason getting hit by a lot of red bats, then yeah, leather's better, but you shouldn't be. It's, for the most part, Quartz is going to do the same or better, and those are the situations where it matters, really.
Yeah, Steak has it exactly right in the chat there. Quartz is bad if you're taking lots of small hits, but if you're only taking a few big hits, it's really phenomenal.
Yeah, it does. It puts in a lot of work then.
So yeah, Amak, with a pretty strong build at this point, Titanium Rapier plus 1 damage from those sunglasses, gonna let him push pretty hard if he really puts his foot down.
So we talked about this Amak's weapon and how it is a really fast weapon. He's lacking the mapping, or the somewhat mapping that Asher has with the Foresight, because Foresight is... Oh, and also the map that she has. Whereas Amak's got nothing. So in Zone 5 especially, that could be his downfall in terms of trying to catch up. But he's got a faster build, there's no doubting it. His weapon is a lot faster.
Kind of surprised to see Asher not using neither her Heart Transplant nor her Quake Scroll against Conga there. Both of those translate to really fast kills. But, yeah, just it took a hit from Zombie as she tried to plant the bomb on the throne, so no flawless there. That is something we're seeing a lot of, unfamiliarity with the Zone 4 bosses, since normally you didn't really see those much unless you were playing a lot of non-story characters.
Ooh, that's a really nice shot. That's a 4 damage spinner. It's not a lot better, but the dig is also super nice.
Yeah, get that big dig, get, the permanent wall removal on the on Zone 5 walls. So, something unique to Zone 5 is that if you only have base level dig, base shovel or glass shard, any walls you dig will regenerate a few beats later, which can lead to some really nasty situations if you enter a room through a wall and then just suddenly have your retreat walled off when the wall regenerates.
It's Evil Eyes that do it. It's Evil Eyes. They are awful. And sometimes Electromages too. They can just screw you, and you actually have no way of getting out of it.
Yeah, looking for a food shop there, though. It is the Pawnbroker, unfortunately. Making some good use of this power line to clear the path towards the exit.
Ooh, what a nice arcs there.
Yeah, some nice arcs there. Gonna kill this Minotaur pretty easily. And gonna be down to 5-3. So a full zone and lead on Amak here. Amak really needs to, I think, pick up the pace if he wants any chance of staying in this. He's got a Ring of Piercing now, which is really good with that damage up Titanium Rapier.
Oh, Amak has a lovely build, but he really needs to run it like it can be run.
The problem is he's super scared right now because he is playing with 1 hit. He has quartz armor and 1 heart, which means the next thing that hits him is probably going to kill him, unless it's like a blue bat. So, yeah, you can see he's playing really scared, like just really camping out and letting enemies come to him.
Asher picked up actually a really, really, really good item out of that 5-3 shop, and got a Ring of Peace. So, for the Necrodancer fight, that's going to mean you're facing no red dragons, no blue dragons. Can you get blue dragons?
Only with Shrine of War.
Yeah, you're right. But nice dead ring a kill using the Japanese strat there.
I feel the need to ask Ryan or Blue Blimp when we can expect to see some Earth Dragons in the Necrodancer fight. Could you imagine?
That'd be great. So Amak's changed skin. I'm not sure what this sprite is, but it's like a game cartridge or something.
I don't know, but walking onto Spike Trap though, he just swapped to Heavy Plate, so survived that.
Classic Jack of games.
Exactly. But yeah, meanwhile, Asher is widened the gap between the two of them even further. He's looking to close this one out. Fighting Necrodancer now. Necrodancer being pretty nice about the spawns, just spawning a Dire Bat so far.
And he has a 6 damage blast helm with 9 bombs. So if Asher dies, then you are free to let her know that that's a very bad thing. This is a very safe build. Honestly, you should just be blast helming every mini-boss. Well, maybe not.
Well, you have to be careful that Dorian isn't in the range, because with that grenade charm, blast helm, if Dorian is next to Cadence, that's gonna really pack a wallop. And Amak going down to a swarm of Electromages there.
Yeah, he made it to Zone 5. He kept a lot better pace that run, but not good enough to keep up with Asher, who's on really good pace, honestly, for Blood.
Wow, it's
this is a very fast
run. Dorian eating a Necrobomb down to half a heart. She's got to be really careful here.
Hold me, I'm scared. Okay. Keep it together, Ashi. You got a couple of hits left.
Okay, the Necrodancer being so nice though, just continuously summoning Dire Bats.
Yeah, the Necrodancer.
Alright, last hit coming in here, and there it is! Dorian just clinging onto his life, barely, and clutching out this race.
Oh boy.
Bringing it to 2-1.
Oh.
Or 2-0, excuse me.
Daddy almost got dunked, but she does quite get that sub 15, but GG. So this is 2-0 up. Asher's won the series, but will she close it out with a 3-0, or will this be Amak's time to come back?
Well, we'll see. I mean, Amak's, showing some promise, but is eventually, putting together pretty good builds, but just running into some nasty situations and getting himself whittled down, and then he, gets too scared, has to play super slow. That's what we saw that race. He was being relatively, reasonably competitive with Asher's pace, but just wore down all his, his cushioning, lost all his health, and then was just like that 4-3. Must have been like a minute and a half 4-3. Which, when you're looking at a 15-minute race time, you don't want to be spending a minute and a half on a single floor.
Alright, I'll be back in a second.
Alright. Okay, I have to disagree with all my people in chat here. Dorian is one of the best characters in the game, and if you disagree, watch what you say. Might have to time you out. Not really. I won't time you out for something like that, but I may think slightly less of you. Anyway, Seed is in for race number 3, the final race of this set. So we should be off any second now. Alright, here we go. Race number 3. With a flawless timer record. I remember to start it every time. Thank you very much. Pretty quick Protection Charm and Mini-Boss. So a really nice start to this this run. A little bit of safety and a fast floor 1. Definitely something you can't be upset about. We're seeing the two racers matching each other, almost beat for beat. Starting 1-2 in about the same time. A little bit of a difference in route here, though. Amak finding it a trap door, but electing not to take it. Maybe not feeling comfortable with it just yet. Trapdoors being something that you really want to learn if you're gonna be looking to speed on this. Oh, Asher though taking a Dragon Stomp, surviving thanks to that Protection Charm, but doesn't want to be running on that half a heart, so just gonna reset right away. Only losing like 30 seconds of progress or so. So that's gonna give Amak a slight early lead, although that said, Asher already pretty much caught right back up. Getting monkeyed a little bit there, but nothing too bad. Amak now fighting his red dragon. Asher gonna check this arena, finding a very nice weapon. Oh, and that's gonna make the dragon fight much quicker. Oh, gotta be careful though, picking up the dagger again as she lunges into that Minotaur. So it looks like Amak cleaned out his dragon and is now probably going to find that same titanium rapier. Oh, Asher kind of getting pincered between the Ghost and the Wraith there, though. He's taking a little bit of damage, though. At least, taking damage from the one that's only going to hit for half heart. Amak actually getting hit by the same Wraith, so two racers matching each other on the health front. Asher finding her food shop, but unfortunately, with only one bomb, having no way to kill it, and not quite enough money to buy anything either. I think the ham costs a little bit more than what she's got. Okay, no, looks like she has enough money now. So it's gonna at least buy that ham. Not gonna leave empty-handed. Or empty-hammed, as they say. I'm expecting lots of ha-has in chat. Don't disappoint me. As anyway, Amak taking the lead here, going down to deep blues. Looks like started to go for a quick kill. I missed the opener to know if it was a valid move, but backed off. Is just gonna take this slow, take the pieces out one by one.
So that's a night opener. Yeah, you back the heck off.
Oh, Asher!
No!
Still, on the other hand, trying to be super aggressive, but
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, going down. So this is Amak's time to shine. This is where he could potentially sneak away with a win. Checking the black chest with a titanium rapier. What?
Maybe he thinks it's gonna give him armor. Maybe he wants armor.
Yeah, maybe
or maybe
looking
he
for
wants
armor.
Because
Technically, plate armor is the most likely item to see out of the black chest. It's just that there are so many weapons that it adds up to not actually being that large of a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, just finding glass broadsword and skipping it. I think in his shoes, I'm checking purple, maybe hoping for some ring of regen, heal spell, shield spell, one of those.
These strengths he's just picked up are really, really valuable.
Yeah,
that's going to push his 2-4 rapier to a 3-5 rapier.
Yeah, we're seeing a pretty similar build to what he had last time. He had the titanium rapier with sunglasses.
True. He had sunglasses, didn't he?
Not even checking the Shriner. Not quite sure I agree with that. Oh, and speaking of, there's the sunglasses again. So this is now a 4-6 rapier. It's gonna let him plow through
6 damage lunge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great for red dragons. And blue.
Yeah, the only things he's not gonna one-shot with a lunge are those the dark golems and the earth dragons, and well, also things like skeleton riders that require multiple hits. Oh yeah. If you want to go into the bosses,
have you played this game before? Come on.
I'm just talking about what he's going to be seeing like on these, regular floors. But yes, Death Metal has 9 HP. I'm aware he's not going to one-shot Death Metal.
Yeah, this Night Opener is not something you want to be doing that lunge strat on. There is a consistent way to just lunge the king in a really fast amount of time with if you have enough damage on your rapier. But for everything other than a Night Opening, because those are bad.
Oh, nice Blast Helm pickup there for Mac. Yeah, the sunglasses not particularly necessary. Just having the 3 damage base is already gets you on that, that critical threshold. A lot of enemies have 3 HP. And everything above that is mostly just like mini bosses and such. So the Blast Helm, though, I think one of the safest items in the game, gonna render you immune to all the multiple sources of explosive damage in Zone 4. Those Goblin Bombers, the Pixies, the Exploding Gargoyles, all those you don't care about.
That's a Ring of Peace. You take it. Yes, you do. There you go. Amak's on a really safe build now. He's dropped the sunglasses, which are kind of sketch. 3-5 Rapier, pretty good. Just don't lunge into a Dark Golem, please. And oh god, no!
Oh god,
fuck!
You gotta watch the commentator curse.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Could not have had any more perfect timing with respect to that.
Jesus Christ! I am so sorry, Amak.
Man, we might have racers request that you don't commentate their races from there, because that was that was almost spooky. Not gonna lie.
all right. So
anyway,
so
Asher
is finishing
Conga 2. And is going to find a bomb spell, which is good because she's a little bit low on the bomb front. You do want at least 3 bombs for that Necrodancer fight. And that bomb spell is going to push her into that threshold.
Yep, that's good. And it's a lot more bombs along the way as well, which is nice. She didn't find the Blast Helm that Amak did, which is it could be big. It could, there's a lot of gargoyles that explode. There's Goblin Bombers. There's your own bombs.
That Ring of Protection that we tend to make the butt end of a lot of jokes because it's one of the weaker rings for sure, but putting in a lot of work for Asher, saving her a whole heart just from that last floor from the between the slime and the purple goblin hit. Playing a little bit scared of this swarm here though. But yeah, it doesn't have that same 3-5 rapier that we saw on a Max stream as well.
This is a very nice seed. I'm really happy if I get the seed. And the Ring of Protection, I mean, yeah, we give it a lot of shit because it's not a very impactful ring when you compare it to Courage or Peace or Regen or Piercing. They're super impactful, right? They make a really big difference. Protection just feels very insignificant in comparison.
Yeah, a little bit lackluster.
But if you're getting hit a lot, it puts in a lot of work. Banned from commentating, confirmed.
Alright, so yeah, Asher, though, strong lead again. We've seen this a couple times before already, but Amak could make a pushback pretty easily with a seed offering something as strong as starting a titanium rapier.
Oh, that's really big. That's a pickup of some great armor. AsherRose is now on effectively heavy plate with that protection ring. She's opting not to take the dagger of phasing, which I think I like.
She's on post heavy plate because through the Ring of Protection and Protection Charm. Oh, but
you're right.
You still take that minimum half a heart of damage from stuff, and now she's down to that.
It sure would be bad if she died.
Are you trying to balance it out?
No.
Just commentator curse
in the interest of fairness.
Oh yeah, looking to break that crate open. No luck. Just some 10 coins there. Not really what you're looking for.
So you definitely don't want Fortissimo 3 here, but if you don't get Fortissimo 3, you're happy, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's just don't be Fortissimo, right?
Alright, it's death metal.
Death Metal is another bad one, but definitely not as bad as the horror that is FM3.
Yeah, okay, she's just looking to play this safe, just take care of the beetles.
Yep. She's doing the strat of killing just one beetle, which means he can't spawn anything.
Yeah, there we go.
And she does it really well.
Gonna check red or purple here, I imagine. Look for... Oh, and there we go! Bailed out with a heal spell.
That's enormous. Wow. That's a really, really, really big item right now.
Yeah, I bet she's really glad she was
You're
able to keep that
probably
together.
Yeah, she manages it. A really, really good find. That's going to be pretty much a regen, because you're probably going to be getting at least 15 kills in each Zone 4 floor. Maybe. Yeah, she's got 6 to go right now, and she's still got the extra room, so that's going to be a heal, and then a heal on the stairs. If you don't know that, you might not know about this. So it was a bug basically, but because stairs let you exit stairs let you be invulnerable, you could blood heal on the stairs, and you'll get the benefit of the heal spell without getting the drawback of the blood magic losing you a heart, right? So you could effectively gain half a heart per floor.
Yeah, exactly.
With a heal spell. It's half a regen for free, and then it's a heal spell on top of that.
Okay, so checking the shop. Oh, could swap to glass slippers if she wants goo protection, but I think it's just gonna stick with the boots of strength, which I think is totally fair.
I like it.
It's gonna let her break crates and find this ham for free.
Wow, that's good. She doesn't even have luck.
Exactly. So yeah, with that, full 5 hearts, heal spell on deck for if she ever takes any damage. Yeah, the one thing is with these Boots of Strength, she does have to watch for ooze creating situations like that where she eats hits from a harpy or takes lots of damage if she takes the hit on the goo. But 3-5 rapier, very, very solid weapon.
Based on this race, Asher is honestly like one of the big contenders to move out of Blood this week to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we haven't really talked about that though. There's so we've got a bit of a different format for season 5 here. We've got multiple different tiers, 4 of them to be specific, which racers were placed into depending on their past CoNDOR record and their PB. So from the bottom to the top, it's all based on the weapon materials. It's blood, titanium, obsidian, and then crystal. Well, technically, crystal is only the shovel material, but you get what I'm saying. So this is actually a blood tier match, which isn't to say that these are weak players, so to speak. Blood is essentially a pretty big catch-all division. It's absolutely huge. There's a ton of players in it, and we can expect a lot of racers in it to promote out to titanium, maybe even all the way up to obsidian. It remains to be seen. But yeah, so blood races, you're going to see quite a mixed bag in terms of skill levels. But these two are actually pretty close together in spite of that, I would say.
I would say Amak feels like he does what Asher does, a little bit worse.
Yeah, that's kind of what I...
very safe in comparison to some of the races we've seen so far, where racers have been throwing themselves at 1-1 enemies and getting hit a lot, right? They're playing very safe and very level-headed, having a couple deaths, but that's not to be unexpected because this game is brutal at times.
Yeah, exactly. Mac finding a compass, which is maybe going to help him make up some of this lost time that he needs to make up.
So Asher got a regen out of that Conjurer on 4-3, I think.
And Mac really...
she didn't really have a safe enough build. Now her build's safe. Before
Mac has really stacked up a huge build here while I wasn't really looking. Obsidian armor, protection ring, protection charm, so quite a bit of tankiness there.
A 5-7 rapier.
And yeah, the sunglasses, the boots of strength, and the torch of strength to make it, a 5-7 rapier. So
if I'm a Mac here, I'm trying to ditch those sunglasses.
Yeah, the sunglasses are, a little bit tricky to use. They make situations a little bit harder to snap read because you're just having to interpret a bunch of silhouettes. And that a 5-7 rapier versus a 4-6 rapier isn't really doing you a whole lot. Especially now that you're in Zone 3 and Dark Golems with their 7 HP, no longer a thing.
So Asher seems to be getting clobbered, but then at the end of it, has a ridiculous amount of regen and healing.
Oh.
Accidentally bombs there before going on
Yeah.
the stairs. That could have been funny.
Finding a home as well, which means that's brings her back up to the amount of defense she had before when she had the protection ring. But now she's
Literally
got the
any more
regen
defense
ring.
than this.
She's got the
Any more
regen ring,
defense
so
pretty much.
she's regenerating almost all the damage she's taking every floor. So yeah, in a really comfortable position. About to start Deadringer with full health, full 5 hearts,
Right.
with 2.5 points of damage reduction and health regeneration, both through the heal spell and the ringer regen.
She's doing a very, very sensible thing, and she's luring.
Yeah, this time
Definitely
looks
what
like
you
we're
want.
probably going to see these lures stay on the rails. Okay, the Wind Mage, never mind. There's a little bit of commentator curse for you.
Not quite as good as me, but... Oh, nice bomb. Oh, that's such a nice...
Oh, ouch!
Ooh.
Getting tripped up a little bit by... Deadringer has a maximum range that he won't charge if he's outside of that range. And yeah, so delaying that charge, making her kind of wander back into his charge range and taking a pretty nasty hit. But again, 2.5 points of damage reduction. That normally fatal 4 damage hit is now just a bit of a bruiser, but only going to do you 1.5 hearts.
Even those necro bombs are going to be dealing half a heart to her. It's very safe.
Oh yeah.
That was very smart.
There's one right there. Just give a little bit of a demonstration there. Thank you,
just a
Asher,
necro, just a tickle bomb. Just a little bit of a tickle.
So yeah, looking to finish this one out. 2 hits left on the Necrodancer. Pretty light on the spawn front. Necrodancer not really getting any boss summons off.
She's not luring at all. She's just chasing him down, which is something you'd probably expect, because she's a bit newer.
But there we
doesn't
go.
have a lot of racing experience, but there it is.
That is race
That's
3.
a sub 15 again. That's
going
some
to
really,
Asher.
really good runs.
And that is the set. Asher takes the set over Amak 3-0 with a really strong start to the season. Amak definitely putting on a pretty strong showing though, and I expect we'll see him start to move up the ranks of Blood Tier as well, for sure.
He's definitely one of the better racers in Blood Tier in terms of playing level-headedly and consistently.
Yeah.
From what we've seen.
Yeah, definitely needs to keep at it though, because knowing what Blood Tier, the huge skill range that Blood Tier entails, Amak is definitely one of the stronger ones for sure. And I could see him promoting up to Titanium easily.
Oh yeah. There's
so
5 chances. He's got 5 chances to do it. 5
that
weeks.
said,
so.
it is now on the hour, which means we have to roll straight into the next race. They may